Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome. Hey. Cough. Ga. Sup. Nothing much. It's just the third stream in the new place. But it feels like I still have so much to do. I can't even believe it, Deadbeats. To be honest, it doesn't even feel... How am I still in the middle of moving yet I've done 3 streams? Once you give me internet, I cannot be stopped. It would appear that is how it is. Hi. Hey everyone. How you doing? It's me. Do you guys like, I mean, it's really hard for you to see yourselves as my feet are on you. I just feel sometimes like I need to just go ahead and put my feet up on the chat sometimes. Yeah. And don't worry about the gun, it's just a safety precaution. I've been using it recently as just a bit of safety and security, so don't mind it too much. Don't mind it. Yep. I'm the sheriff after all, so you need to get used to it. Excuse me. Why, Callie? You don't need to know the reason. It's beyond you. Now this is fine. Okay, good. Good to see that some of you have accepted your fate. That's just how it is. So yeah, I have to, sometimes just put my feet on you guys. That's just how it goes. Just gonna lay back. I'm in a good mood today. Welcome to the TTRPG recap for Mythbreakers. Guys, spoilers will follow. If you guys have not caught up with the playlist, go check it out. It's on my channel. It's on my channel. And you can go watch everyone else's tutorials. If you don't mind so much and you're just here to get the gist, then welcome. We're just gonna be chatting. This is basically a just chatting stream themed around the TTRPG because we were supposed to have our first session this week, but because I'm moving, it was not gonna be a good situation. So everything just worked out better. What's with that gun? It's full of water. It's a water gun. Everything just worked out better for things to start next week, right? So, but I didn't want you guys to forget all that we'd been through with our favorite characters, right? I wanted to kind of remind you guys about what's been going on, so. Let's see. Na 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 na. Ah yes, this music. This is what I feel like a lot of people have associated with as the main-ish theme for Mythbreakers, at least for the beginning. So yeah, it's good to have a recap. Very much agreed. Agreed with that. Yeah, definitely. Good to just remember what we've been through, you guys. Remember what we have seen and experienced, right? Yeah. I'm late. No, you're not late. You made it just in time. So yeah, spoilers will follow, guys. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, because the issue was, in my just chatting streams, I had no ability to really talk about the TTRPG. What's this track called? Rose of May, by Dova Syndrome. Yeah, I couldn't talk about it because, you know, some people hadn't seen it, and I'd come off of finishing, like, a tutorial with someone, and I'd immediately want to talk about it, and I couldn't because, you know, spoilers and whatnot, so, yeah. It's just kind of a rough situation all around, but the good news is, you guys, now we have a very specific... Hold on, I'm gonna move things down a little bit. A specific place where we can talk about this stuff. Here, I want to get low, to the window, to the wall, to the sweat, and I'm gonna stop right there. And all these females. Oh, skeet. Mother F word. Nope. Alright, there we go. But my gun looks a little strange. Just give me a moment to readjust my arms. Sometimes it just detaches, guys. And there's not really a lot that I can do about it. But here we go. Okay, there we go. Nice. And we can't forget, I opened up a white wine today. Just to kind of, you know, go against the usual, right? Yeah. Try something new every once in a while, you know? We might as well, right? Might as well try something new every once in a while. You guys know that I'm a big red fan. It's the best color, it's the best wine. Alright, now there we go. I feel a lot better now. This is how it was meant to be. Meant to be, you guys. Sometimes you just gotta get the perfect balance. We'll get there. It might take 50 years. Guys, TTRPG. Let's talk. Which one did you like the most? And this is taking everything into account. Not just, you know, this isn't comparing the girls playing, this is comparing the stories and the episodes. I want to hear what you guys liked the most. As a GM, I want to hear. You're not obligated to answer. I am pointing this gun at you, but I mean, it's up to you. A lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of people who like Gura's. I have to agree, that was crazy. I was also very taken aback in a good way with how amazing Gura was at role-playing. A lot of people liking Ina. Let's see, all of them are good. Yule, I see a lot of Yule and Scout. I see some Watson in there, Tiara, okay. So it looks like we're decently well-rounded, guys. Wow, I feel like everyone's kind of got their own favorite depending upon maybe what kind of story you liked, etc., that kind of thing. Yatta. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I mean, I certainly have my own, I guess, ranking of my own personal, like, confidence in how I told the story, etc. But I would say definitely as time went on, I feel like I got a bit more confident with my storytelling skills. Yeah, I would say. They were all great, really. Heck yeah! Thank you! I'm very, very happy that you enjoyed it that much. Scouts played out like a TV show. True facts. True facts. Oh, man. Yule's not half bad too, agreed. Agreed. They all had their fun parts, yeah, for sure. For me, let's see. I wouldn't really say, again, this is a ranking on, like, my storytelling abilities, but I feel like, since I was kind of starting out for the first time in a long time with Kusatori's story, I did feel like I was a bit lost, and there were a lot of things that I wanted to happen, you guys, that didn't happen. This is another fun thing about this little TTRPG chat that we're having right here, is that I'll tell you things that were supposed to happen in an alternate universe. So basically, in Kusatori's tutorial, there was supposed to be a lot more fighting. In fact, I had fleshed out the characters a lot more, just in case Kusatori wanted to do something like take a sneaky approach, right? And like sneak in. I had scripts prepared for all of the characters' conversations with each other. Yeah. For all of their conversations. GM problems. Yeah. This is the pruned timeline. I gave them all names. What did I name them? I think I overwrote the notes because it didn't matter anymore. But I also think, wait, no, I didn't overwrite Kusatori's. No, they're still there because those characters are not dead. No one got killed, so they could become relevant later, so I don't want to tell you their names. I'm not going to tell you, because they could become relevant later. So it's kind of rough, but hold on. Let's see. Ooh, so for the BGM for this stream, I'm just going to be going through the TTRPG playlist, guys. So it's going to be a mixed bag. But essentially, since we're here, I will give you a little something. The Phoenix pendant is really important, you guys. I know some people picked up on the fact, ooh, wow, Kusatori's tiara got a phoenix pendant, and Kusatori is a phoenix. What does it mean? What does it mean? Well, if you know some World of Darkness lore, you might get an idea of where it's going. Yeah. But since those characters might, of course, become relevant again, I'm not going to go too deep into it. Essentially, there are some cults involved, and I think I made it pretty clear they were vampires, yes? Yeah. They are vampires, and there's some cultish stuff going on. and Tiara's brother's involvement in being in Egypt has something to do with it. So yeah. A lot of stuff going on there. And essentially, the house that Kusatori infiltrated belongs to a new sect of a cult that is, I don't want to say dead, but not as active anymore. Hence the reason why they have this old abandoned hideout, right? There was supposed to be a lot more fighting going on. And also some sneaking. What I'd hoped that might happen was Kusatori would maybe try and sneak into the house, overhear some of their plans, and overhear something that may allude to, I guess, their connection with her brother, right? That was supposed to be pretty evident from like the beginning, I feel like. But we didn't get there. We didn't get there. Egyptian Phoenix cult, something like that. Essentially, yes. So that was the plan, but didn't quite get around to that. But those were definitely some characters that I had planned. And in fact, Vic, you guys know Vic, the janitor? Vic was never supposed to go on that little journey with Kusatori. Which is why I found it so amusing when Tiara was like, "You will come with me." But it made it quite interesting. Yeah, she played pretty aggressive, but still avoided a fight, yeah. I was pretty intrigued by that. I mean, it might have been for the better because she wasn't exactly equipped to go against that many vampires at one time. Vic, best boy. We love Vic. Oh man, Vic is such a treasure, really, truly. Yeah. MVP. A lot of people were, I guess, a bit confused, I suppose, as to the relationship between Vic and Tiara, and also Vic and Yule. In that, well, okay, we've already kind of discovered that Vic is just a tad bit of a masochistic one, right? That's what we've already discovered. But yeah, he definitely. I thought there were. Other vampires. Let's see. Almost isekai'd by Truck-kun. Yeah. They have a very different kind of relationship. Vic pretty much immediately was able to forgive Yule for what she did to him, but not so much Kusatori, and that was because Kusatori from the beginning kind of seemed to want to throw Vic to the curb. Yeah. He was also probably just pretty hungry for pizza. A girl touching my wrist? Oh. Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. I gotta be right back. Hang on. Excuse me for just a moment. Something kind of weird in Tai Hands going on. Hang on. Be back in just a moment, but stay jamming to the TTRPG tunes. I'll be right back. Ah! Sorry about that, guys. Hold on, I'm back. Whoa, excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. I got it figured out. Ah, anyway, where were we? We were talking about Kusatori? Oh, yeah. About Tiara. Yeah. Tiara's tutorial in Vic. Oh, man. What a dude. Hey, some of you are saying Vic is like a prince or whatever. Hey, none of that has been revealed yet, okay? Come on now. I mean, you guys can certainly have your theories and whatnot. And I've certainly dropped some hints that, you know, Vic seems quite prince-like and whatever, just saying he's a prince and whatnot, but you can't really predict. Listen. Listen, you'll just have to wait and see, okay? You'll just have to wait and see. Dang it. Sorry, only one. I'm not gonna do the other side. I'm learning my lesson. Don't do the other side. Anyway, excuse me. Yeah. So Vic said it himself. It was interesting because Vic has appeared in everyone's tutorial, I think, at least at the very end for Watson's, but we didn't really get them to talk or anything like that, Watoto and Vic, and not at all in Scout's tutorial. And the reason for that, the reason that I didn't include Vic in Scout's tutorial was because I was not going to shoehorn in Vic in the middle of butt F-word nowhere, just to have him in there. I wasn't gonna try and do that. It just wasn't the way to go, you guys. Just didn't feel genuine, didn't feel good, so we didn't. Yeah. Saw Vic at the end. Is that a fact? Okay. Good choice. Dr. Nice is good enough. Can't wait to talk a little bit about Dr. Nice. Dr. Nice! Yeah. So Tiara's tutorial, I think that was, since it was the first one, I was pretty worried about how I was gonna handle combat and whatnot, so I'd prepared very heavily for a fight. What I had done, actually, is I made a document where I gave all the characters involved weapons, very specific weapons. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Because surely it will have changed by now, but I don't think I can open it. And that's fine, we'll keep it a secret. But they had some pretty powerful guns, you guys. And I didn't have them go with their full power, because you gotta pull back just a little bit, guys. You gotta, I can't kill them right away. We got pretty close with Yule. That's just it's unavoidable. Unavoidable. Okay, so here's an interesting thing that someone says. Plot hole. How is Vic hit by the Ina van and come to work with Tiara at the same time? Alright, so let me explain something to you. Do you think that all the sessions are actually in time order? Or could some have happened before others? What if, in fact, Tiara was actually the very last one? Yeah. Yeah. So that's something you gotta remember. Ina is first. See. Sure. I'm sure that you could probably figure it out. I mean, for example, Yule and Watoto arrive at about the same time, right? We don't know about Scout yet because we left off with them driving down the highway. But when Tiara gets to the bar, there's no one outside. I mean, heck, Scout could be the first one to arrive. You never know. You never know. So yeah, I mean, that's basically how the flow went, at least in my mind. Which is why I felt that it was appropriate to bring Vic into the story with Yule at that time. It's not like all of these are taking place on the same night. But the question is, why is Vic a janitor everywhere? Seems kind of sketchy, right? Why would you be a janitor suspiciously at every single place that these people are? And somehow be involved in this mysterious organization involving a bar? Why would you do that? Yeah, a little suspect. A little bit. Looking for something? Being a spy? A little sketchy? I'm assembling a crew. Well, we already met the character, that, looks like J. Chad, who is apparently assembling a crew from the beginning, right? I was thinking of giving that character pink hair to have it kind of be a me stand-in, right? But then I realized that Vic has pink hair, so nah. Vic is Nick Fury confirmed. Maybe Vic is just, I mean, there are a couple different options here. There are a couple different pathways, or different possibilities, rather, you know? Either Vic could be, just an NPC, maybe a sidekick. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. At the end of Watoto's tutorial, we met some other characters, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Vic is a self-insert. Vic is you, yes. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Possibly. All the other girls have characters. I should get a character too. Yeah. I mean, that's basically what I was thinking. I mean, I get several characters. I get many characters because I've created the world, but I wanted one to be kind of a stand-in for your boy, you know? I'm not a vampire, though. I have to admit to that. I guess I could be the ever-present death in the game. Now, that's a little too cruel. I don't want to kill everyone right away. I won't kill them if they earn it. How about that? I'm fair. I'm fair. I won't just kill for the sake of it, or because it's fun, or because I'm on a power trip. I want to hand them death when it is deserved. Yes, that's right. Quite different from the protocol in the real world, so a masochist. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. So am I Vic, Chad, and Dr. Nice? Possibly. Possibly. Who could say? Yeah, I thought Vic and Tiara's dynamic was very interesting. Tiara is a very fun character to play with in-game. I feel like Kiara does a pretty good job, I gotta say. Always very in character and knows how to play the game, I think. For sure. And I think Tiara really kind of found her feet as the, rather found her wings as the story went on. It was cool. It was very cool to see, I gotta say. Yeah. Can't we be NPCs? Sure, if they run into some skeletons. Yeah. Loved that aggression. Kiara's very fun as Tiara. I think that we have a pretty well-rounded cast, and a character that's a little more on the aggressive and proactive side is pretty good to have. I think even if not everyone is super proactive, everyone still did a good job getting into the universe and in character and into the game for Session 0. And Tiara especially did a great job kind of pushing the story forward, and she really kind of, I don't want to say, how do I say? I mean, as a GM, I'm supposed to kind of lead the way, leave breadcrumbs and whatnot, but I feel like she really kind of forged her own path. Yeah. It was nice to see. It was nice to see. Oh, another interesting thing to take into account, guys, the snake. You know, Kiara, I need to say Tiara, gosh. It's hard because I can confuse them, and sometimes the players will refer to themselves in third person or first person or whatever. But, you remember Tiara tripped over a snake. What could that be? Interesting. Someone spying. Yeah, there was indeed a snake. Which may or may not have some kind of connection to the cult situation. But just a thought. There's a thought. I like to leave little unanswered questions that could be answered during the game. I'd like it if we could answer all the questions, but it's really up to it's up to the characters to pursue what plot lines they like. Because not all of them are going to be solved, you guys. I just want to lay the breadcrumbs for them and give them the options. Kind of like when you play an open world game, I would say. You know, sometimes you have a bunch of different side quests and plot missions you can choose from. There is like a main story, but sometimes you've got side stuff that you can do, right? I want to leave some of those things off to the side so that they can decide what they want to do. If they want to do all of them, that's great, but I don't want to push them to go follow through with a story that they have no interest in, kind of thing. Yeah, Naruhodo. The vampire said they'd been watching her for quite some time now. That is a fact. That is a fact. But why? What could they want from Tiara? There is a big web to be unweaved here. Unwoven? Unwoven. Unwoven here. How do you think the girls will end up interacting with each other? That's a really great question. To be honest, it's really hard to completely guess right off the bat. My hope is that everyone's characters will at least be able to get along. In-game fighting can be fun with characters, I will say, but not when it gets to be too much and take too much time when we're trying to do a 2-3 hour session. But my hope is that each person will get a moment to shine in the session. And I want to be able to provide that to all of them. I want to be able to give each character something that they can do in the story, you know? Without pushing too hard for it, right? Don't want to slow the game down too much. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, I think I mentioned this to you guys before, but when I played World of Darkness, sometimes we'd go on for hours and hours and hours because we were just a bunch of friends playing together casually and whatnot. I say casually, but we got pretty serious into it. But because everyone was usually just having fun and we weren't streaming or anything like that, sessions could go on for a long time. Yeah, conflict between characters is good, but it's not so fun when it disrupts everything. Yeah. And plus, long sessions are hard to do with all the time zones, right? So we need to make sure that it's not too crazy, yeah? Yeah, a little in-game tussling is fine, though. I always end up making the plot lines, like the possibilities, pretty long. I like to have a beginning, middle, and end, but I'm always a bit worried about session ending too quickly because what if the player finds exactly the thing they need to do and then speedrun and I have nothing else planned? But if it's a session between everyone, I think making the plot too long could be really not a good idea, because then we have to spread it out over more sessions and it just gets complicated, you know? Will Yule get enough sleep? Maybe never. Maybe never. Ah yes, Yule's tutorial. Gosh, let's see. With Yule's tutorial, it's really interesting because there was a lot that I had planned for that did not happen in that session. Like a lot that I had planned for. I don't know if it'll become relevant again, but there's definitely something going on inside that school. Definitely something going on in there. And what's interesting about the truck situation, right, is that Yule opens up the truck, and what does she find? Sticks and leaves, right, and clothing. For people that aren't familiar with World of Darkness, of course, this may be a bit of a mystery to you, but some of you could kind of see why that's pretty yabai, right? But there was a whole scenario that didn't play out. In fact, I had about 5 different slides saved with different scenes that never got shown. Yes, indeed, fetches materials. What is the doctor doing with that? What was in there? What was in the truck before? Or was it always just sticks and leaves? I'll leave that up to your imagination. But the doctor is definitely hiding something, you guys. In fact, Yule was supposed to be able to enter the school. Yule was actually supposed to enter the school and discover the professor's plot. And an altercation was going to happen. But I was still going to unleash the hook, regardless. That was going to happen no matter what. Interestingly enough about the hook is that the hook appears in places that are full of debauchery, more times than not. Is there debauchery going on at the school? Well, not quite, but Yule did just come back from a frat party. So, you got that heavy frat stench on you. That's quite a debaucherous scent. Yeah. Not to mention everything else that's going on related to the hook, I would say, around the school, because the hook is related to this. What's inside the truck. I don't know if... Yeah, I guess I can probably mention this. The hook is a true fae. An incredibly powerful changeling. Did not think it would turn out the way that it did. Did not think Yule would sustain that much damage. I know some folks were saying, why did you unleash the hook on Yule first session? Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, everyone. My first session in the World of Darkness, the hook was unleashed on me. That was how my character entered the World of Darkness. So the hook is very close to my heart. Very, very near and dear, I would say. Yeah. Very, very near and dear to my heart. So yeah, Yule got to have my first experience. So I made it out alive, but my character was really good at running. Actually, no, hold on. Was he? Nah. No, actually, he was pretty bad, but he got very lucky. GM revenge, exactly. I feel like perhaps the GM of my session had fashioned out some kind of good escape possibility for me to leave, but I did have injuries, I will say. I'm remembering now. I did sustain a lot of damage. Yeah, it was painful. It was painful, but I got dragged through a forest. Yeah, it was bad. Did he mess you up as much as he did you? It was pretty bad. Yeah, Yule needed something real to enter the World of Darkness. I think so too. Yeah, she definitely is not gonna come back from that one without a bit of a mental strain, I would say. So at this point, she may just have to jump into the fray, you know? I mean, if this hadn't happened, I feel like if Yule had just seen something spooky, right? Don't you get the feeling she might have just been like, that was spooky, but I gotta do research now and I gotta go to sleep. Just kidding. What's that? More research. And just get back into her work. And she's very dedicated. You'll be alright. For now. Are sanity checks a thing? We never really did them in my sessions. Because we didn't encounter things like mind-bendingly yabai. I think maybe once or twice we did. Sleep deprivation hallucinations, exactly. But when you wake up and you look at your body and you see that a hook has been torn through it, then you realize that it's not a sleep deprivation hallucination. Not sure how damage is calculated. Yeah, so essentially, looking at the World of Darkness character sheet, the health bar is basically, you can count it in dots like a stat. You combine two stats together to make health. Let's see, what was it? Your size is 5. and your stamina, I believe, which is however much the stamina of each character is, right? So however much that number is how much health that you have in the game. Now, different weapons and different attacks deal different kinds of damage. There's 3 kinds, okay? There's bashing damage, there's lethal damage, and there's aggravated damage, okay? Bashing damage is something that you get from just a punch, being hit by something, whacked by something. Goes away in a day or a couple days, depending, right? Pretty easy to come back from. And the way that you mark that on your sheet is just 1 slash. Lethal damage, as you can tell by the name, is not very good. You don't want to go full lethal, because then you're getting close to dying. Lethal can be obtained by, for example, getting shot someplace that is not a major artery or organ, etc. Getting slashed by a big old knife and bleeding a whole lot. Okay, it's not good. You don't want that lethal damage. It's very painful. Blood will be spilled. Lethal damage takes longer to heal, obviously, than bashing. Can take weeks. But with a good medical roll, you can accelerate that process. Or even if it's a really good medical roll, almost get rid of it. I've seen some nutso medical rolls in the past. It's crazy. Aggravated damage is real bad. Because once you go from and lethal, by the way, lethal is X's. Lethal is going to be X's on your sheet, not the slashes. They're X's on your health sheet, okay? And you can put those over a bashing dot. Aggravated, the way that we marked it at least, was by completely filling in the circle. If you have to do that, you're in trouble, because once you get full lethal, you have to start rolling stamina checks to stay conscious. And if you fail them, that's bad, because you pass out. And taking aggravated damage after full lethal, that's bad. You will die. That is death territory, lads. You don't want to get in there. And yeah, once you've kind of reached full lethal bar of health, then you start filling in those dots. And once all the dots are filled in, you're dead. So yeah, watch out. Gotta be careful. I think, all things considered, you'll be alright. We'll be alright. Maybe. Possibly. Potentially. We do have Dr. Nice coming on over. Dr. Nice might be able to help. Just a little bit. Ever so slightly. Possibly, potentially. Or Watoto! If Watoto feels like helping. But, you know, that is yet to be seen. How about that party, though? Do I still have the disco ball? Hold on. Yeah. What I really wanted to make sure, no matter what, was that I definitely had 100% a fraternity dedicated to hunting supernaturals. That was a deal breaker, to be honest. I needed that. Because I've always tangoed with that idea, you know? I tangoed with the idea. Disco ball was cool. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Let's see. Videos. Here we go. Yule tutorial. I do have this one. There we go. Let me get that green. Let me get that green though. Okay, let's see. Chroma key, color key, chroma key. There we go. Okay. Yeah. How about that party though? A lot of people remarked that Yule was very much acting like how they would at a party at a party like that. And I agree. I can definitely see that. I think that Ina was very much good and in character for that scene. I like party scenes in games like this, so I wanted to have at least one party scene, and I knew that we had to have a hunter group that was just a fraternity. Sigma Sigma Alpha, Alpha Sigma Beta Alpha, something like that. Too much to resist. If you guys recall, in Ina's tutorial, not only was that fraternity introduced, but there was also a sorority as well. A sorority that seemed to kind of not be on friendly terms with the Hunter fraternity. Why is that? Who could say? But they're all very obsessed with Yule's professor. Yeah. All very, very interested in what the professor is doing. And obviously what the professor is doing is something supernatural. So perhaps they themselves could be supernatural connoisseurs. I mean, it would make sense, right? For the Hunters to oppose them. Yeah, sorority seemed pretty sus. But we'll see. We'll see what their deal is, maybe. If the girls decide to chase that rabbit into the hole. We'll see. We will see. We might see the fraternity again. Could be fun. Actually, Yule's roommate, Nita Friend, was a character that I came up with literally as the stream was beginning. I thought, let's have Yule have a roommate. Now, some people were saying that as a graduate you wouldn't have a roommate. Not true. Not true. From my understanding, for reasons, okay, when I was at Reaper School, there were plenty of graduates who stayed in dorm rooms. There were plenty of them. They were also teacher's assistants, which I thought fit really well for Yule. A lot of people also remarked that sorority fraternity stuff wasn't really for graduates and whatnot, which is it's very astute. But that's not to say that everyone there is the same age, I guess, as Yule. Yule is a teacher's assistant, TA. You can get credits for that in school. Yeah. So. Yep. So everyone else you could presume is decently younger than Yule. Or at least enough to not be graduates. Yup. Greek life is for anyone who can freak alcohol. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Having a roommate is super helpful. Yeah, just because Yule is a graduate doesn't mean that she's got it all together, you know? So, a surprise, you still broke. You still broke. So the reason that Nita and Justin and whatnot could be in the same classroom as Yule is because Yule is the TA. The professor's assistant, essentially. Where is Mythton located? In Anytown, USA. Anytown, it's the name of a fictional state. In the USA, Anytown. Yeah. Yeah. How long is today's stream? It'll be for a while. I think in about an hour, actually, my YouTube Music live show is going to premiere. So I'm gonna do a little watch along for that. Just because I need to read supers. I'm not gonna skimp out on them again. No, I'm gonna get through all of them. It'll be a late night, Deadbeats. I might not go to bed until about 4 a.m., etc. That kind of thing. It's one of those nights, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. So yeah, we're gonna do that little watch along later. It's an hour north of Belt Buckle. That's right. Belt Buckle, Anytown, USA. Fictional states, Ohio. Yeah. Yeah. The east or west coast. It's the west coast. Yeah, Mythton is on the west coast of the United States. So, yeah. If that helps you at all, I'm sure that that'll help you. But, yeah. I had a lot of fun actually coming up with the names as well for the characters in Yule's world. And I just love playing out party scenes. Yeah. I knew for certain one thing that had to be done was that the keg stand had to be the introduction into the Hunter fraternity. They sound like they're having fun, I gotta say.